Shut up! You don't think Ryan is famous?
Cousin Ryan.
You got it right.
You ready for the tour?
Yeah. It's probably like my favorite, besides the Transformers one. And it's probably my favorite one.
Okay.
It's just the coolest.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. For sure. Drew, have you been on this tour before?
Yeah. It is pretty fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Got my glasses, got our seats, we're ready to go.
Well, as we head out of that concrete jungle, we're going to head into the real jungle, and Peter Jackson's going to take us on in.
That made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. Action! I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up to the edge. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, you know, prehistoric times.
Alright folks, get those 3D glasses out and put them on. Adventure awaits us. Please stay seated at all times. For your safety, keep your personal belongings in hand, folks. Get those 3D glasses on now.
Oh man, they're turning! Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for King Kong! Now if you hold on to those 3D glasses, you are going to need them later on in the tour, and right now we are going to go back into a quiet zone as we're going back around and passing by that production that we were passing by earlier. So I'll be back once again with you guys in just a minute.
Guys, did you feel it when that tram hopped on top of there? When Kong hopped on top of the tram? He definitely left a dent. That makes this what we like to call a picture car. A picture car is any car used in the filming of a movie or a TV show. And folks, they often take a beating, as we know. Here's on the screen right here, folks. Picture car row. Alrighty. Coming up first is the Knight Rider car from the new version of Knight Rider, the Cobra Kit car. We have Tom Selleck's Ferrari from Magnum PI coming up. We have Biff's car from Back to the Future, and a few more Back to the Future cars. Now folks, all these cars do have working engines, except of course the Flintstones cars, because you know those had to be historically accurate. Just kidding, they have golf cart engines. And if you recognize these cars on the screen, you'll see them right out there on the left side of the tram, you guys, the Fast and Furious cars. Or those of you that are more of a Jurassic fan, that's the gyrosphere from Jurassic World. For those of you that have seen Jurassic World, what is the gyrosphere missing? What is it?
The sphere.
The glass that surrounds it. Very good. Here's the deal about glass. Filmmakers don't like it so much because it reflects the camera. Can you imagine looking in the face of a big scary T-Rex and then seeing the reflection of the camera guy Hank looking back at you? It wouldn't work, right? So we add that in post-production with computer-generated imagery. Now here's a clip from the Lost World Jurassic Park to show you a little bit how we use a few more tricks for Jurassic. So we also have, if you're looking out the right and left sides, you got the Jurassic Jeeps coming up here. On the left side we have the Jurassic Park Jeep, and on the right side we have the Jurassic World Jeep. This is our mobile lab. It's going to be coming up with a tour in just a minute, you guys. You can see right here that glass that Julianne Moore is on, that's clearly fake. We talked about that, right? We add that in post-production. But right here, so that mobile lab is dangling off the side of a cliff. You can see it was dangling off the side of a cliff in Costa Rica. It's going to be coming up here out the left side of the tram. It's the exact mobile lab we used. But you guys, that's not actually a cliff in Costa Rica. That's our parking garage that we dressed up to look like a cliff, and we dangled it off the side. We use every resource we have on this lot, down to our parking garages, more often than you think. So that's the mobile lab right there, you guys. You can see a bit how they used it. Pretty cool. Alrighty, folks. Well, as we tour through the rest of our Jurassic section of the park, I do feel the need for a little bit of underscoring. How about you? Welcome to Jurassic Park. It's my Richard Attenborough impression for you guys. I worked really hard on it. Alright, well as we all know, Steven Spielberg directed the first Jurassic Park movie. He actually calls Universal his ancestral home.
He just used it all. And we're going to show you just how we can do this, as right now we're making our way down to Old Mexico. Down here is where we film shows like Criminal Minds, Beyond Borders, scenes from HBO's Westworld, and movies like Nacho Libre with Jack Black, and The Three Amigos with Martin Short, Steve Martin, and Chevy Chase. Alright guys, so over here on the left, this is our set. It's prepped, it's ready to film. All we're missing right now, though, is a bit of thunder and lightning. As you can see, we have a bit of it on it. So, no, let's get a bit more, though. There we go. Alright, so we have thunder, we have lightning, and we have our set. All we're missing now is rain. Now obviously this isn't real rain. It is real water though. Now we're shooting up in the air using a sprinkler system and letting it naturally fall to the ground, making it look like rain. With lights and sounds, we can create thunder and lightning. We can pressurize the water to make it as light as a drizzle or as heavy as a thunderstorm. Alright, control, go ahead and turn off the rain, please. Control, go ahead and turn. Uh-oh. That's a lot of water. Guys, brace yourselves. No, no! This is not good. I did warn you guys there would be water effects today. And that particular effect was used in a movie called Big Fat Liar, starring Frankie Muniz, Amanda Bynes, and Paul Giamatti.
Pretty cool, huh?
You cannot run the
So right now we're leaving Old Mexico behind, heading up north and into the Old West as we've just entered into 6 Points, Texas, where many big stars like John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, and Jimmy Stewart once moseyed down at one point or another. We can also see 6 Points, Texas in Quentin Tarantino's 9th and newest film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, starring Margot Robbie, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Brad Pitt. But these Western sets are primarily used for exterior scenes, because usually for a Western, all the action will take place here on the street for a good old-fashioned cowboy shootout.
What they say, Give a director a soundstage, he'll take your whole parking lot. Alright folks, I can't talk about disaster movies in the 1970s, of course, without talking about Jaws. Welcome back to Amity Island. Now folks, spoiler alert, they caught the shark, these waters are safe. We have a diver in the water looking for lost items, that's all. I had a flip-flop I lost in there a few weeks ago, he's been looking for it, but...
Yeah.
Hey George, you can leave that flip-flop. I didn't actually need it after it wasn't a big deal. Yeah. We have a lot of guts to be out there, folks, and there they are. Okay, well, this being Hollywood, we are prepared for shark attacks. We have some bait in the water. As long as the shark takes the bait, we'll all be perfectly safe here on shore, I think. Or not.
That's hot.
Does anybody see the shark?
That's so hot.
Does anybody see the shark? Now I know what you all are thinking. You're like, Amy, that is nothing like the shark in Jaws the movie. And you're right, because our shark actually works. The shark in Jaws the movie was famously flawed and sunk to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean when they first tried it out there when they were shooting in New England. They had to fish it out, no pun intended, and it didn't end there. It malfunctioned so often the cast and crew called the shark Flaws, or the movie Flaws rather, and they named the shark Bruce after Steven Spielberg's lawyer. Which is why when you see Disney Pixar's Finding Nemo, that shark is named Bruce, because they named their shark Bruce. Now, the filming of Jaws was delayed by over 100 days, you guys, which to put that in perspective, you could have shot a whole nother movie in those 100 days. Most movies take 65, 75 days to shoot, which means a very young Steven Spielberg was sweating. The movie was supposed to be a Christmas release, but it ended up having to come out in the summertime when nobody was in the movie theaters because everybody was on the beach. And the movie was so terrifying that it chased everybody off the beach and back into the movie theater, making it the biggest summer blockbuster ever and creating the genre of the summer blockbuster. So the reason those Marvel movies come out in the summer, the reason we're seeing Hobbs and Shaw in just a couple of days, it's not because that darn shark in Jaws didn't work in the first place. To us out the left side of the tram, that was Boo Radley's house from To Kill a Mockingbird. And then the Chicken Ranch from the best little whorehouse in Texas is out the right. Starring Dolly Parton, of course. Famous movie musical. And that house actually opens up like a dollhouse to shoot inside. It's like a practical set, which you can shoot inside and out. Versus like facade, which is just that wall behind it. So a lot of outdoor sets are just facades, but that house is a full house to shoot inside and out of. And down the street behind us, if we were to peruse more of the suburbs, you would have found Wisteria Lane from ABC's Desperate Housewives, all shot right here on our suburban sets, you guys. Now as we roll up this hill,
Got to throw out a mention to my favorite movie, The Burbs. That was filmed back there also.
That epic set is just a bunch of trees. That's what this is. Welcome to Wilderness Road. Now I know what you're thinking. You're like, Amy, this is not what I came to the Universal Studios tour for. And you're right. But this is actually very useful to our filmmakers. Let's say you have a scene in your movie that takes place in the middle of nowhere, but you don't want to take your army of a crew and the cast to the middle of nowhere. You come here to Wilderness Road, just like Fox's show 911 did, where they had to dangle a limousine off a cliff. They did it right here out the right side of the tram. Or for the Netflix movie Bird Box, they had a campfire scene right over here out the left side of the tram. And that's how they do it, folks. Why not come here to Universal in the heart of Hollywood with our emergency resources, our paved roads, to do these scenes that take a little bit more strategic stuff than just being out in the middle of nowhere. And that's why we have Wilderness Road. Now, I will say for some movies and TV shows, you gotta dig deeper into the imagination. A couple of trees aren't gonna cut it. And we definitely had to do that with Ron Howard's Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Welcome to Phil. This was was one of our biggest undertakings as a studio. They had 11 sound stages to pull this off, you guys. And one of those sound stages was just for hair and makeup alone. They had over a football field of artificial snow and thousands of candy canes. That soundstage we passed before, that was mission control from Apollo 13, was also the Grinch's lair. When the Grinch was in his lair with his dog, plotting all his evil deeds, he was up in soundstage 21. Well, I know the Grinch was not the world's greatest neighbor, but we haven't really improved the Who's real estate situation. So we have put them right next door to a real psycho, you guys. Welcome to the Bates Motel. Oh.
That's a 59.
Do you guys think you heard me call him a psycho?
That same car right there.
Okay. So we have to monitor Norman just to make sure he's only up to legal activities as opposed to illegal ones like carrying a dead body into a car. Okay, great. Alex, we're going to call this one in. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. It's just a security matter with it. Oh, do you guys think he saw us? Uh-oh. Yeah, maybe... yeah, we're gonna... Keep going. Sorry. Lean away from the edge of the car. I really apologize. Sorry, car 4. I'm very sorry about that. You guys seem okay though. Alright, as we roll up our psychopath, folks, you're going to notice out to the left side of the tram is Norman's mother's house. The first and second Psycho movies, the actual house used in the filming of the first and second Psycho movies. Look at that upper left window, you see Norman's mother saying hello. Nice lady, but I wouldn't accept her invitation in for tea, you guys. Well, now that you've survived a close encounter with a psychopath and a shark attack, I think it's time to put you in a plane crash. Welcome to the War of the Worlds. That is a real 747, ladies and gentlemen. That is a real airplane. They actually bought it. It was retired. You can tell because there's ashtrays in the armrests. We're going to let Steven Spielberg and his designer, Rick Carter, tell you a bit more about it.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision that Steven had.
When we first began to sit down to talk about the War of the World, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep your eyes on me. Listen, now listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Got them closed? Robbie, get in. Get in.
Now they bought that plane for $60,000, you guys. But you know what? They always get you in the shipping and handling. It was $200,000 to move it onto this lot. But well worth it, I think. Alright folks, we are at approximately the 10-minute mark from the end of our tour. We'll be back in the theme park shortly. I do remind everyone to please stay seated at all times. Remember to pull the E-cord if you need any assistance, and please remain seated. Alright folks, if you look out the right side of the tram, you're going to see a giant blue wall. You probably recognize that blue wall from dozens of movies, right? Apollo 13, Hunger Games Catching Fire.
That's the background.
You guys don't recognize that blue wall? It's been in all of those movies. Huh. That's because we take it out in post-production with blue screen or green screen technology. And here's a clip from Sully to show you how we do it.
Evacuate.
All right, you guys. That water is real, that airplane is real, those people are real. The skyline behind them is not. It is that blue wall. With blue screen or green screen technology, what the computers can do is they isolate the blue and they pull it out, and then they replace it with an image that has the right depth of field behind it to match the shot they're going for. This is also how we landed the capsule at the end of Apollo 13. And in that famous scene in the Truman Show, as we all know, Truman Show stars Jim Carrey, and he's stuck inside of a television show. He doesn't know it. So he tries to escape at the end of the movie, and he was in a paddle boat on the water, boating toward the horizon. He sees the skyline, and then his boat bumps into a wall that's painted to look like the sky. That is the wall his boat bumps into. That is the wall where the Truman Show did it. I mean, pretty cool, right? That's a very famous wall in Hollywood. It may not look like much to you guys, but it's extremely important to filmmaking. I'm feeling a little fast and furious. How about you?
Keep an eye out for him as well.
They just got here. All right, I got it. Well, listen, hello, beautiful people, particularly you right there missing the third row. How you doing? You good? My name is Roman Pierce. Pleased to meet you. My buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you with Sean for a while. So we brought you in our secret spot. We're having a few friends over. It's a little messy, but it's all good. The more the merrier. Especially you right there in that third row, like I was saying. So look, see over there? It's Hobbs' urban assault vehicle. Best truck the U.S. government can buy. That work of art back over there was made by my man Tej. Think of it as like a Mona Lisa on wheels.
So did you break it down to them?
What's that?
You had one job to do, Roman, one. Alright, look guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you, but to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here, so put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone could give us away.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Okay, pull into the next bay and we'll meet you in there.
So like I was saying, the third row, right? I'm saying how much?
This is Agent Novak with an FBI alert about individuals who are not authorized to be involved in witness protection operation I'm heading up with my FBI team. Be on alert for Dominic Toretto, an ex-convict who has broken laws throughout the U.S. and around the world. Despite his checkered past, Toretto and his crew were recruited by Agent Luke Hobbs to assist U.S. diplomatic security missions, and he's granted a pardon for crimes he committed.
FBI, don't move. Bill? That's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not...
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. I got it. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. Cop, I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Hobbs, escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss. You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in another...
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate.
Shaw traced us. Hobbs can't hold him forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle.
It's about to get real interesting. My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door.
Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
All right, everybody. Now is the time for
What did you say after that?
I'm not a fan of Fast and Furious, but I enjoyed that.
Guys, we're part of a crew now. Nice.
He said there'd be
Well,
no
ladies and gentlemen, I know one person in particular who deserves a huge round of applause for some excellent driving, and that's our driver, Ron, guys. Make some noise for him, nice and loud. Yeah, and in true Hollywood and Oscar fashion, there's a few other people we got to thank, including Dom and his crew, as well as King Kong from earlier. Also to thank our annual pass holders for coming back again and again. And for everyone on board, make sure to download the Universal Studios app. That will give you up-to-the-minute park information, including wait times and show times for all the attractions here at the park today, like Water World, a live Sea War spectacular, starring some of our amazing stuntmen and women performing every day here at the park. Now, when we get back to the unload area and you guys are exiting the tram, make sure to watch your step, gather all your personal belongings, and deposit your 3D glasses in the blue bins we have provided.